So I thought it'd be a fun little I can't think of the word. But I got my tarot decks out. These are the 3 tarot decks that I'm using today. The Essential Tarot, the Egyptian Gods Tarot, and the Soul's Journey Tarot. Thought I'd test my abilities. I do this off camera all the time, right, with my tarot cards. I never do it on camera. So, well, I shouldn't say I never do it on camera, because I have done it a few times on camera. I don't consider myself a tarot reader. I consider myself a reader in energy, more of an energy influencer. I don't like to use labels, right? I'm just meant to be here, right? I exist for a reason. I use tarot. I use different forms of tools to help my soul evolve, to help my vessel evolve, to help me understand things in a very creative way. It's kind of like playing cards, right? Because the original tarot, if you know, was used with just playing cards, right? And so it turned into tarot. And there's a lot of misconception about tarot, right? But at the end of the day, I love it. And so I decided to take my tarot cards out today, here on a Sunday, and see what the energy is bringing. I already saged, I already shuffled, and then I have my candle lit, so let's check it out. I've got some good cards, by the way. So I'm using the 3 different decks, and I'm shuffling them 3 times each before I draw out cards. And I'm only drawing out 3 cards each, just to see. Some deep messages right here. Okay, so from the Essential Tarot, we got the, I think it's a 8 of Pentacles. 5, 7, 6. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and Judgment. So 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Judgment, and that is from the Essential Tarot. And then from my Egyptian oracle cards, we have 33, Selkis, healing. Creation, Amun-Ra, 2. Transformation, Anubis, 11. Mind you, these are all these are not only super powerful, but these numbers, these connections. So I'm 33. 2 is, you know, trusting the process. That's another, like, a balance, yin and yang number. 11, I'm a master number 11. So super powerful already. And then this is the Egyptian gods oracle, right? And then we got the soul's journey. They're like lesson cards. So we got gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. We got love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And then we got failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Right? Okay. So when I use tarot, I don't necessarily align with using it how it's supposed to be used. I think we all have our unique way of understanding spirit, understanding God, understanding the messages, right? We all uniquely are guided in our own way or form. So these cards are tools to help me understand spiritually and connect in a way where it's showing me something. And I may not understand it all logically, right? I may channel here and there. I may notice things here and there that like are that pop out to me, and it's like telling me something. But I do my best to allow spirit to guide me through the cards, and also through my own intuition, through my own insight, and just see where it takes me, see where it leads me, right? So I'm gonna tune in here to see how I connect to the cards currently. So all of these connect, right? And I think it's super powerful how they connect, because we're all connected. Everything is connected. Hold on one second. You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? Okay, go outside. Okay, I'm back. I had to let my abolitious out. Okay. So everything's connected, right? These messages, the numbers, the synchronicities, gratitude, love, failure, judgment, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. A lot of times when you think of pentacles and judgment, you know, it's kind of like the justice, right? You're gaining your justice. You're gaining this insight. The trumpets are being sounded. You've gone through so much transformation. You've created so many things within yourself. And this is the time of renewal. This is the time of just understanding your soul and what you're meant to do here, right? There's so many opportunities within failure. There's so many opportunities within love. There's so many opportunities within what we create. Our own understanding of transformation, our own understanding of life itself. The luxury, the abundance, our mindsets of how we see wealth, how we see love, how we see failure, how we see all these different labels that we hold within society, within ourselves, right? Within healing. We all have our own way of healing that works for us. We have our own way of understanding how we create. What is creation? Where do we come from? Who we are as individuals. You know, the world itself around us. Our viewpoint of life itself, of reality. I think love is something we look at as more of a feeling than an action. And we can get lost within the understanding of it, right? I think love is perceived in so many ways. You know, we think we love somebody, yet we're in this toxic cycle with them. So is that really what love is for us? Maybe in the moment, maybe in that time, right? But it's through our healing. It's through these certain cycles. It's through these certain failures and these transformations that we go to where we start to reflect and, you know, tap into and tune into what really love is for us and how it transforms our mind, our soul, our self in general, to really understand that, okay, maybe at this point in time, this is what it looked like for us. But now we're evolving. Now we're growing up. Now we're starting to tap into something else where we may not logically understand it at first. But it's a knowing within ourselves that, oh, this is different. This is not how I see myself anymore. This is not how I see love anymore. This is not how I see money. This is not how I see judgment, right? Because that's the beauty of these cards. It's showing so much, and we can go into so many directions, right? We can lead off by what comes to mind. You know, I think the first thing I thought about Eight of Pentacles is money. A Knight of Pentacles. It's like holding them coins. It's a lot of money and abundance and material wealth. When in reality, it can be, yes, but it also can be spiritually too. You know, rich in spirit, rich in life. Like, I have everything that I need. There may be some little things in here where it's just like, oh, if I just got a little bit more money, I could do this. But, you know, that time will come. Right now, it's being present within the moment of where I'm at now with what I have, and finding gratitude within that, right? Finding the gratitude within the fact that I'm already abundant. I'm already, you know, rich. I'm already, you know, within where I need to be. It's the practices of all of these things. Even judgment. We can look at judgment as bad, or, you know, put it more on the negative, lower vibrational aspect, when in reality, judgment, it can be a good thing. It's like judging others, right? It's really more discernment. It's like, okay, I'm observing and discerning these certain people, and that's a form of judgment. I'm looking at these individuals, I'm looking at myself as well, right? And seeing their behavior, seeing what they believe, seeing how they adapt to life. And you have the right to have that judgment, have that discernment for yourself, and to either distance yourself from those individuals, and go in a different direction. You can still hold unconditional love for these individuals. You can still see them, in all aspects of themselves. But it's also, allowing you to, reflect within that connection, within that relationship, to be like, is this really something that I want to hold on to and develop more, when it's not really taking me to where I need to go, right? So it's healing certain connections within yourself, certain understandings within yourself, and allowing you to sit with yourself and be like, is this person in my life, this person, like a relationship, a friendship, whatever it is, even family, individually we look at ourselves and reflect on these connections. And this is what I've done personally with my life, where it's like, I've looked at each relationship in my life and asked myself, is this relationship, is this connection really helping me, right? Is it aiding in my evolution, in my growth, in my self-development? And if it's not, there's no easy way to, cut somebody off, right? And even if you have a conversation with this person, to be like, you know what, hey, maybe we shouldn't, stay connected, especially with romantic relationships. We can get so tied into, oh, you're my best friend. We can hold on to these labels, right? To where it's like, it's hindering both of the relationship. It's not really helping either of us, not just myself, but this person. It's like, sometimes you have to disconnect from each other to go on your own journey, to understand yourself more. And who knows, maybe you'll come back around, right? To where it will be a healthier, more, aligned connection. But maybe it won't. Either way, it's really having those conversations or not, to disconnect, or really sit down and be like, hey, I really want to elevate. I really want to go in this direction. And, maybe we can do this together, or maybe we can't. It's allowing yourself that grace and that love, and that, hey, within failure, this relationship is not working up. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Failure, it's right here. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And even within that word mistake, right? We all make mistakes. We all have the ability to learn from those mistakes, until it doesn't become a mistake anymore. It's just ignorance. It's just allowing us to keep doing it, right? And also having grace within that, because we are human beings. But you get to a certain point where it's like, you're making this mistake, where it stops becoming a mistake. And this is where transformation, needs to come in, or should come in, right? It's connecting to all of these things, because in whatever direction we go in, whether it's, having a different perception of our reality, of our life, of the people in our life, the judgment, the relationships, the connections, love, and finding gratitude within all of it, within all the chaos of the world, the creation of the world, the healing of the world, even the stuff outside of ourselves, right? The stuff that necessarily doesn't matter, but everything matters, right? Everything matters. Everything is a ripple effect of what's going on within the world. So it's looking at these different things within the world and how it affects us personally, how it affects our lives, allowing us healing, allowing us to continue to create, because we're all creators. Whether you want to call yourself an influencer, content creator, a writer, a singer, a producer, you're creating something. Cooking up food, you're creating food. You're creating a lifestyle for yourself. You're creating a child. You're creating life in itself. That is creating your own reality. You want a certain type of house, you want a certain type of car, you're creating that dream for yourself. And so much more. And it's so powerful and so beautiful. And these cards right here, these different cards are reflections, I like to say. They're not just tools, but they're reflections of our inner and outer life. And we can look at them as a guide. We don't necessarily have to be afraid of these certain, you know, things that it's showing us, right? Because fear, without fear, you know, there's certain things that we wouldn't do or do. But fear is so potent within ourselves. We can say fear, we can tell ourselves, okay, we don't need fear, but yes, I believe we do need fear. All these different emotions, right? With love, it's not just an emotion, it's an action. Even fear. Like, you can hold this emotion of fear, but it's also, you know, moving through the fear, understanding why you're fear. And that's what helps us elevate and grow, and heal and create and transform. But it's super powerful. And a lot of these cards, so there's like 333 here, there's 1 2 3 here, the different cycles, flowers blooming. So this looks like a yoni. It's women, you know, the womb, the growth, the flower, it's budding, flowers budding. And these are their cycles. So these are the lesson cards, right? So these are just like the cycles of life, seasons, right? We have, you know, winter, fall, spring, summer. No matter where we're at, we have that, right? Because even I live in California, and we have seasons too. You can tell the different seasons. Like right now, I can feel spring coming in. It's, you know, it's starting to get warmer. Daylight savings today. But the different changes, right? The different changes within our lives. You know, I'm also in school. So it's like the different quarters that I'm going through, the different levels that I'm, you know, going into, you know, to get to a certain point in my life and so forth. It's a beautiful thing to understand that you're in a certain season that you're creating, because some seasons are meant for creation. Some seasons are meant for, you know, to relax and chill. Like, I like to say, like, my winter season is more like a hibernation season for me. I can be more like a bear and just go hibernate. And then the summertime is when I come out, because I'm a Leo. So I was born in August. So that's when I like to come out, spring out, and start to, you know, immerse myself into the world and take action. So all these connect in some way or form. I notice there's this cutting off the head of a snake kind of thing, and it's healing. So it's like, you know, shedding of the layers of the snake, cutting off the head, getting to the root of the problem. And it's interesting because we are in the year of the wood snake. Now, I don't necessarily remember what these god and goddesses represent. I know Anubis. He is connected to, oh yeah, I can't really look it up right now. But I believe he's connected more to like balance, you know. What else? Selkis. I'm not too familiar with Selkis or Amun-Ra. I mean, Amun-Ra, I believe, is more connected to like the sun god, and the moon god, Ra, because I have the two eyes on my chest, and that's like the yin and yang. That's like the different protection, healing, transformation, all of that, right? But more so, there's more meaning within these, which is even more powerful. I just like, I need to study more up on these different the meanings behind these goddesses. because obviously it connects within the message. But within these cards, even the wings, right? I'm really into wings. So I love these and how she's sounding the trumpet. So we can use these reflection as a reflection to look inward, look at ourselves on the inside, but also on the physical, on the outside, right? And recently I've been doing a lot of that within my spiritual growth, my intellectual, my physical, all that. Yeah, and I'm in a season of really just sitting down with myself along with taking action. So I think there's seasons where you can take action and also like really reflect, you know, and really understand who you are as an individual, who you want to become, and how all these things that you're connected to, that you're plugged into, whether it's, you know, school, whether it's people, whether it's, you know, certain environments, are they aiding in your evolution? You know, are they helping you grow to evolve where you want to be and where you want to see yourself? And how it affects you, right? How it affects your inner self, but how it affects the outer world, right? Because we all have a purpose here on life. We all are created for a reason. And there's certain places where I believe we're put at certain times, and certain things are supposed to happen for ourselves, and we can choose. We can choose to move towards these fulfillments, these purposes, or we can choose to stay stuck where we're at and not move and not see a bigger picture and not really tap into who we really are individually, solely, spiritually, however you want to look at it. Because there's so much that we can do within our lifetime currently, right now. And it's such a powerful thing to reflect on, to tap into. And yes, it can be overwhelming and scary all at the same time, right? But that's the beauty of it. I think a lot of people miss that, you know? The more lower vibration, the more, you know, cycles, the denseness, right? I'm grateful for all of it because it helped me evolve. It helped me really sit with myself and ask these questions. And sometimes it's scary to do that. Sometimes I wanted to avoid it. Sometimes I wanted to escape it and not focus on it and not do certain things. And that's when you start to continue a cycle that eventually it's not really a mistake anymore. It becomes more of a habit or a hobby, right? That you're continuing doing, and you don't actually really like it. It's not really a hobby. It's just a disguised hobby. It's like, okay, I'm really passionate about writing and music, but I'm, you know, working a job that I hate, and I'm telling myself I love it, but in reality, I really don't love it. I'd rather, you know, my job, my career be, you know, music, content creation, doing all these other things instead of working this and this other thing that I'm trying to tell myself I love, but in reality, I don't actually really love it. And this combines within the message, right? Within perception of these certain labels, of these certain things that we've been told or we thought in a certain season were us, but weren't really us. We were just in that for a reason, to allow ourselves to elevate to a higher self, a better version of ourselves, because that's what we're meant to do. You know, we come into this life, we're born from the womb, right? We're created, and we come into this life not knowing what to expect, in a sense. Whether you believe in past lives or not, you know, I'm still understanding all that, but it's like we come into this life and we go through certain experiences, this journey, right, to really help us understand in some way or form why we're here. And the things that happen. Everything happens for a reason. Yet we may have to come back to this life to like really wake up and truly see what's going on within ourselves, but within our outer world, within the people, within society, within all of it. 30:03 on the clock. It was just, so it's just a beautiful confirmation, especially if you're watching this, that you're right where you need to be. And I hope you resonated or got something from this message, because it's super powerful, and it's something that I just like spontaneously wanted to just do, right? I don't consider myself a tarot reader. I don't consider myself, I don't like to put labels on myself, but I am a divine message, and I know I exist for a reason, and I know there's certain things that I perceive differently, right? There's so many things that I perceive, and I love it. And that's what makes me me. That's what makes you you. We all have our own unique quirks and talents and beauty, and we can have fun with them. We can tap into them. We can understand them from a different perspective, right? Within this message, within, all of it. And it's a beautiful thing. So you're right where you need to be. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, to listen, and to hopefully understand something that you've, haven't really understood before, or perceive something different within your life. And it inspires you in some way or form. Bless you.